December 4th, 2025. The city of Taipei awakens under a sky streaked with the first light of dawn, unaware that this morning will be unlike any other in recent memory. Suddenly, the familiar rhythm of daily life is shattered. Air raid sirens pierce the calm, echoing through the city's streets and alleys, an urgent alarm not heard in years, jolting commuters and families alike into a state of confusion and fear. Cell phones across the city vibrate and chime in unison. Emergency alerts flash on screens. PLA, military exercises have commenced. Stay vigilant. Seek shelter immediately. The message is clear. This is not a routine test, but a real and present danger. The city freezes in collective shock. Shopkeepers rush to pull down metal shutters, securing their livelihoods. Teachers, faces tense but determined, shepherd lines of school children into underground shelters, their voices calm but urgent. For many, it's the first time they've practiced these drills outside of classroom simulations. News channels across Taiwan and the world interrupt regular programming. Digital maps of the Taiwan Strait now glow with ominous red exclusion zones, signaling areas of heightened military activity. The world's eyes turn to this flashpoint, anxious and uncertain. The People's Liberation Army has launched Joint Sword 2025, a massive show of force. Satellite images reveal warships and aircraft encircling the island, their movements deliberate and coordinated, sending a message that cannot be ignored. In Beijing, officials address the world with grave expressions. The government calls these drills a stern warning, directed at so-called separatists and any foreign powers who might intervene. The rhetoric is sharp, the intent unmistakable. For Taiwan's 23 million citizens, this is more than a political statement. It is a direct threat to their home, their families, and the democracy they have built. In living rooms and public squares, people gather around screens, watching events unfold with a mix of fear, anger, and determination. The wail of sirens continues, a haunting reminder of the island's precarious position, caught between powerful forces, its fate uncertain. In newsrooms and defense ministries, tension runs high. Journalists scramble for updates, piecing together the scale of the operation. Military officials monitor screens, analyzing every movement, every signal. The questions on everyone's mind: how big is this? Is it a prelude to war, or a calculated show of strength? Initial reports confirm the scale. Dozens of PLA warships maneuver in tight formation, their presence impossible to ignore. Overhead, squadrons of J-20 stealth fighters roar into the sky, their sleek forms slicing through the clouds as they mobilize over the strait, a display of advanced military might. The Taiwan Strait, usually bustling with commercial cargo ships and vital to global trade, is now transformed into a militarized stage. Merchant vessels navigate cautiously, shadowed by military ships as the world's supply chains hold their breath. On the streets of Taipei, anxiety is etched on every face. Yet beneath the fear, there is a quiet resolve. Neighbors comfort one another, strangers offer support, and the city's spirit endures, determined not to be cowed by intimidation. Across the globe, newsrooms monitor the unfolding crisis. International viewers watch breaking news, aware that the events in the Taiwan Strait could reshape the balance of power in the region, and perhaps the world. As night falls, Taipei's streets grow quiet, but the tension lingers. Hands grip flags in silent defiance. From above, the island glows in the darkness, a beacon of resilience, even as the balance of peace has never felt so fragile. Joint Sword 2025 dwarfs previous drills. China's show of force is unmistakable. State media broadcasts missiles streaking toward sea zones near Taiwan's ports, signaling the threat of blockade. Satellite images confirm. PLA carriers Shandong and Liaoning lead flotillas, cutting off Taiwan's eastern flank. Destroyers, landing craft, and swarms of aircraft rehearse coordinated attacks and encirclement. Beijing's rhetoric is uncompromising, warning Taiwan and the US to back down. The drills simulate full-scale assault joint firepower, amphibious landings, cyber warfare, and cutting off external aid. Each maneuver is a rehearsal for a conflict the world hopes never comes. Taiwan responds with calm determination. F-16V jets scramble, Navy ships shadow PLA vessels, and the military is on high alert. The message: we will not provoke, but we will not be intimidated. Hourly defense briefings counter Beijing's propaganda with facts, showing repeated PLA incursions across the median line. President Tsai addresses the nation, calling for calm and unity. Civil defense drills activate, reservists stand by, and community centers teach emergency skills. This is not panic, but practiced resilience. Taiwan's porcupine strategy in action. Every PLA move is analyzed to refine defenses. The people and government are unified. Democracy will not be surrendered. Taiwan stands ready to defend its way of life. In the heart of Washington, alarms ring out as news of China's destabilizing actions breaks. The US government reacts instantly, with officials moving swiftly to address the crisis. Condemnation is swift and unequivocal. China's provocations are called out as a threat to regional peace and stability. The White House issues a stern statement demanding that Beijing halt its aggressive maneuvers and return to the negotiating table. The administration reaffirms its unwavering support for Taiwan's right to self-defense, making it clear that the US stands firmly with its democratic partner. Secretary of State Antony Blinken personally reaches out to his Chinese counterparts, urging restraint and open communication. He warns of the grave risks of miscalculation, emphasizing that a single misstep could spiral into a much larger conflict. At the Pentagon, hotlines buzz with urgent messages, as military leaders on both sides work to prevent misunderstandings and accidental clashes between two of the world's most powerful armed forces. The USS Ronald Reagan carrier group is repositioned, moving closer to the region as a visible sign of US resolve. The message is clear. America is prepared to defend its interests, but seeks to avoid direct confrontation. Surveillance flights by US and allied aircraft intensify, gathering real-time intelligence and sharing critical information with partners across the Pacific. Every movement is tracked, every signal analyzed. The US response is multi-layered: strong public condemnation, a visible military presence, and enhanced intelligence sharing. The goal is deterrence, showing strength without provoking escalation. America's allies are quickly reassured through high-level calls and emergency summits. Joint statements are issued, warning China that the world is united and watching every move. Diplomats work around the clock, seeking to prevent conflict and maintain the fragile stability of the region. Every negotiation is tense, every word carefully chosen. In the Taiwan Strait, every maneuver is calculated, every encounter fraught with risk. Both sides know that a direct clash must be avoided at all costs. The security of the entire region now hangs in the balance, with the world's eyes fixed on East Asia. Diplomacy and deterrence walk a razor's edge as leaders weigh every option in a high-stakes game of brinkmanship. The stakes have never been higher. Every decision made in Washington, Beijing, and Taipei could shape the future of the region and the world. As Chinese warships maneuver and military buildups continue, the world holds its breath, waiting for China's next move, and hoping that diplomacy prevails over conflict. China's drills send shockwaves across the Indo-Pacific. Japan protests after Chinese missiles land in its exclusive economic zone, calling the drills a grave threat. Japanese forces scramble jets and deploy ships, recognizing Taiwan's security as their own. Australia voices deep concern, warning that conflict would devastate the region's economy and stability. Southeast Asian nations watch anxiously, wary of China's growing assertiveness. Regional governments call for calm, but anxiety is high. The drills highlight the region's vulnerability, caught between China's ambitions and US commitments. Every nation braces for the unknown. The Indo-Pacific holds its breath, hoping for peace. Analysts agree. Joint Sword is more than signaling, it's a rehearsal for invasion. The first phase blockade. China practices cutting Taiwan off from supplies and aid. Next, air and missile strikes to cripple Taiwan's defenses and command centers. Fighter jets and bombers rehearse for air superiority, while electronic warfare aims to sow chaos. Amphibious assault drills simulate crossing the strait and landing troops, China's riskiest move. Carrier groups practice anti-access strategies to keep US forces at bay. The message: China is preparing not just to take Taiwan but to deter US intervention. The world watches, alarmed by the scale and intent. Despite the looming threat that hangs over the city, Taipei's streets remain remarkably calm. Cafes open their doors as usual, the aroma of fresh coffee drifting out onto the sidewalks. Commuters hurry to work, weaving through the morning traffic, determined to keep their routines intact. Life, on the surface, appears undisturbed, as if the city itself refuses to yield to fear. Yet beneath this calm exterior, tension simmers quietly. News updates and defense alerts flash across smartphone screens, dominating Parisians in homes and coffee shops alike. Friends gather, voices hushed as they share the latest headlines and speculate about what might come next. Decades of living under the shadow of uncertainty have forged a unique resilience and readiness among Taipei's people. Both the elderly and the young move through their days with a quiet determination, their faces reflecting a hard-earned sense of resolve. School children practice air raid drills as part of their routine, learning what to do if the worst should happen. Citizens of all ages attend civil defense courses, equipping themselves with knowledge and skills to protect their families and communities. Everywhere, reminders are visible. Civil defense posters and motivational banners urge vigilance. Leaflets on preparedness are handed out, reinforcing the city's motto, "Hope for the best, prepare for the worst." The government works to maintain transparency, holding regular press conferences and providing timely updates. Official information is displayed on digital billboards and broadcast across the city, countering panic and psychological warfare with facts and reassurance. Public service announcements, both on city walls and TV screens, remind citizens how to prepare for emergencies. These messages are a constant presence, reinforcing the importance of readiness. Economic anxiety grows as people line up at banks and ATMs, and business owners weigh their options. Yet, despite the uncertainty, most choose to stay, determined to defend their home and way of life. Around dinner tables, families discuss contingency plans, parents gently explaining the situation to their children. These conversations are difficult, but the resolve to face whatever comes together remains strong. In neighborhoods across Taipei, community meetings bring people together. Residents support one another, sharing resources and information. This is a true test of Taiwan's social fabric, and so far, it's holding firm. The island's democracy stands firm. Even under siege, people continue to vote, participate in civic life, and express their opinions freely, refusing to be silenced. The world is watching, taking note of Taiwan's courage and determination. As international headlines focus on Taipei, the city's spirit shines brightly, a beacon of resilience in uncertain times. Experts warn, the greatest danger is accidental war, not a planned invasion. With so many ships and jets in close quarters, a single misstep could trigger disaster. A collision or misinterpreted signal could escalate in seconds. Communication breakdowns, mistrust, and lack of protocols heighten the risk. A local accident spirals into regional war before leaders can intervene. Diplomats race to build guardrails, hoping to prevent a spark from igniting the region. As militaries maneuver, diplomacy is in overdrive. The UN Security Council is deadlocked. US and allies condemn. China and Russia block action. Back-channel talks and European pressure focus on the catastrophic economic risks of conflict. China tests US resolve. America reassures allies and deters Beijing. It's a high-stakes chess match, every move scrutinized, every word weighed. The world hopes the drills end peacefully, but the scars remain. Military intimidation is now normalized, the region edges closer to crisis. The core dispute, sovereignty versus democracy, remains unresolved. Only vigilant diplomacy and clear communication can keep the peace.